Hello everyone. Before we get started on your forecast for this evening, let's first check out the satellite imagery, and we can just make out the cloud cover that's been persistent along the Eastern Cape coastline today. That's also brought light rain to Port Elizabeth and East London this afternoon, and that cloud cover has been spreading northwards along the coastline towards KZN. Far more visible on the satellite imagery are the intense thunder showers that have developed over the northern and central parts of KwaZulu-Natal during the course of this afternoon. Those have passed through the Pongola and Ulundi areas, spreading towards the eastern coastline, and our satellite imagery clearly indicates the intensity of those storms as indicated by the orange and red shading. Let's take a look at tonight's weather conditions, and a low pressure off the east coast continues to push in moisture over the area, keeping a possibility for light rain over that region, while thunder showers will remain in place over the far eastern parts of the country, including some areas in Limpopo and in Mpumalanga for tonight. The rest of South Africa, on the other hand, will be mainly clear and certainly dry. Heading into tomorrow, and the sunshine and clear conditions continue in the west, helping to push the temperatures up across those areas. Some places starting to get very hot. A bit of morning rain around Richards Bay and a couple of afternoon thunder showers developing once again in Limpopo and Mpumalanga and the northern interior of KZN. But for Gauteng, we only expect it to be partly cloudy and dry tomorrow. For tonight, a very low probability for a few thunder showers around Johannesburg and Pretoria. Those will be clearing out quickly. Isolated storms over Limpopo, but scattered towards the eastern parts of that province, as well as all the way down to the coastline of northern KwaZulu-Natal. Light rain in place for the rest of the east coast and the adjacent interior for this evening. A bit of drizzle in places as well. A look at Bloemfontein's weather conditions overnight, and it's going to be clear this evening. Very dry air in circulation allows the temperature to drop low into the early hours of tomorrow morning, with a minimum of 9 degrees, but recovering very quickly after sunrise, reaching 31 shortly after lunchtime tomorrow, and we're expecting light winds on your Tuesday afternoon as well. Minimum temperatures for the rest of the country, and the moisture that remains in circulation in the far northern and eastern parts keeps the temperatures up over those areas, while it's going to be a cool night for the rest of the country. 13 degrees as your overnight low in Graaff-Reinet as well as Cape Town. Heading into tomorrow, and as mentioned, temperatures are going to be climbing over the western parts. Uppington 35 degrees, 33 for Kimberley. It's also going to be a very hot day in Gauteng, 35 as a maximum for Pretoria, and it's going to be a warm to mild day along the eastern and southern coastline with temperatures in the mid to lower 20s. On Wednesday, there will be thunder showers once again extending into Gauteng, where it's going to be somewhat cooler. Temperatures rising in the Northern Cape. Uppington, 40 degrees with lots of sunshine. And on Thursday, very hot weather conditions are expected into the central interior once again. Bloemfontein gets to 35. Things cool down in the south with a bit of light rain for George as well as Port Elizabeth.